I got a Corvette and I'm not even 50 yet. Welcome back to the Scale Builders Guild. Thanks again for watching. Today we're taking a first look, a run, and sort of a review of the new Traxxas 4Tec 3.0 Corvette Stingray. And here it is. It's a Corvette Stingray. This is the latest Corvette, C8, maybe? I don't know much about Corvettes, I won't lie. But I do know that in order to own one of these, you have to have jean shorts, New Balance running shoes, and a visor. Oakley blades are also acceptable. All kidding aside, this is a really great looking car. And a car, yes, not really my forte here on the Scale Builders Guild, but I got a couple of cars. This one is the new 4Tec 3.0 chassis. From what I understand, there have been two previous 4Tecs before this one. This one is slightly larger, 20% larger, I think, than the previous iteration. It is a good chassis. I've taken it out and I've had a bit of fun with it in a parking lot not too far from where I live. And that's where I think this vehicle really shines, is in a parking lot. If you had a couple of buddies, you set up some cones, I think this is where that car would really come alive. And it put a smile on my face, I'm not gonna lie. I got a lot more out of it than I was anticipating. Before we get into any of the real details of the chassis, let's talk about this beautiful C8 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray body. This is a fully licensed body. Traxxas pulled no punches with this body. It is Lexan, yes, but it's got so many nice molded bits, and I think this is probably why Traxxas sent it to me, because they wanted to show off what they're doing with Lexan to make it just really look good. There is so many molded pieces. Front splitter, and that's integrated into the actual chassis. All of these intakes in the front, those are all molded plastic. The headlights, separate clear plastic piece with an entire bucket that will accept, I'm presuming, the advanced lighting kit. They've got some white little bits there for the halo LEDs, which look really cool. Molded rear view mirrors, molded side intakes. What else have we got on the rear here? Molded tail lights, molded air outlets, I guess. Rear spoiler, also molded plastic. Molded exhaust tips. It's pretty amazing. Let's not forget the molded motor. It's a very nicely detailed motor. Separate piece for this clear piece for the Lexan cover that would be on the real car. It just looks amazing. I got the this sort of metallic ruby red color. I just think it looks great. Nice tires. There are brake discs and calipers as well. So really, all in all, it's a beautiful looking package. Only downside, Traxxas seems to be sort of going backwards in this regard on some of their vehicles. Black stickers for windows. And that there's nothing underneath there. You would have to wet sand all of that paint off if you wanted to have clear windows. So that's kind of a bummer. I'm pretty amazed at what they were able to get out of a Lexan mold. The rear 3/4 clip did have to be a separate piece, and that is screwed on there with a couple of hex screws. So that's the only sort of like blemish on the whole thing cosmetically. It looks really nice. To cap that whole body off, there are no body clips. Traxxas is using their clipless system that you just do the come hither motion underneath the body and it lifts right off to reveal the chassis underneath. Slightly narrower tires up front compared to the rear. We've got a rear-mounted transmission, two differentials, front and rear. Plenty of suspension travel. Not as much as a crawler, though. These tiny little Ultra Shocks do a really good job of dampening out the car and actually helped keep it pretty stable when I got some air with it. Full ball bearings all around, all powered with the Traxxas XL5 2S capable ESC and a Titan 12-turn 550 can brushed motor. You're probably thinking to yourself, that's not much get up and go. But it's actually a pretty acceptable amount of get up and go for this car. I had a blast in the parking lot. And despite the fact that there is a Fair bit of plastic in here. There is a metal drive shaft that runs the full length of the chassis, but a lot of plastic components in the steering and suspension movement. There are dog bones front and rear. There is some flexibility in these suspension parts, and I think that's probably just because they are plastic, but I didn't feel like they really hurt performance at all. It was a ton of fun, and I would highly recommend, if you're looking for something to just kind of tool around in a parking lot, goof off with some friends, this is definitely an option. I just loved how easy it is to get that body on. That really makes it super easy. My only gripe, I think, about the car is that it is kind of noisy, and that comes down to the stock brush motor. It is a big brushed can. It was pretty lively though on 2S, and with that optional larger pinion, I bet you it would get even a little wilder. It says it'll do 30 miles per hour out of the box. That is with the optional pinion, which I did not run for this test run. I just wanted to keep it kind of at its beginner level to see what it was all about and if it was something that I was gonna have a good time with. And ultimately, I did. Despite not having a visor or jean shorts or New Balance running shoes on, I seem to have a pretty good time with it. And if you're interested in something like this, I'll post a link down below. You can check it out yourself. So there you go, kind of a truncated review from somebody who doesn't have a lot of experience in the on-road world. This is the Traxxas 4Tec 3.0, and something that I definitely had a good time with. If you're enjoying this video and you want to see more content like it, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you get updates anytime there's a new video from the Scale Builders Guild. Is the 4Tec 3.0 something that is on your radar? Is parking lot racing something that you think is going to have any impact on you this summer? Post your comments down below. You know I love reading through your feedback, and I try to answer as many of them as I can. That's going to do it. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon.